There may finally be some good news for Pandora. The online radio company has not had a good run since going public last year. Its stock's down by about a third. But a new bill that's been introduced in Congress last month may actually change that. Dan, you've actually been looking at this and also done a calculator we're putting out today. What's going on here?
Yeah, so what the bill addresses is its royalty costs, right? Its royalty costs are very high. All internet radio has to pay a lot higher than other sorts of radio, like terrestrial or satellite.
This has been like one of the real problems they've had with scaling the business financially, is every time they get new users or users stream more music, you would think, oh, that's great, they're building a bigger business. In fact, they have to pay more money out every time somebody listens to a song. So there's no scalability there.
So what's the difference we're talking about here between the two types of radio?
Yeah, I mean, huge. So they pay about a little over 50% right now, Pandora, and if you look at someone like Sirius XM, they only pay 8% of their royalties to revenues.
And this is an age-old law by internet standards.
Well, yeah, it sort of like was part of when they were crafting laws as digital got hot in the mid to late 90s. This got put in there, but nobody really knew what the business models were going to look like. Nobody knew how things were going to be structured, and so the argument is they wound up stuck paying the wrong side. And the point is, I guess, basically what the calculator allows you to kind of play around with is a scale. We don't know exactly where it'll go if the law passes, but let's say they wound up paying 8% instead of 50%. It makes their bottom line much bigger. If you put the average industry multiple on it, it takes their value way up. So I mean,
they're trading what, $11 a share now?
That.
If we assume they go down to 8 cents.
8%,
sorry, 8% they pay. Then what's that going to look like?
I mean, huge for the stock. It'll be over 100% more.
Right. What's the danger here, though? I mean, the act is out there, and I think, as you said, it's a bipartisan. In the piece you say it's a rare piece of bipartisanship. So what's the issue here?
Yeah, certainly.
Who's going to fight back?
Yeah, certainly music performers don't love it because they're the ones who get those royalties, right? So if they cut Pandora's royalties, they cut the payments of those musicians. So you're probably going to see Hollywood fight this one pretty hard, and that's the big problem.
I think the real point here is that what this really does is we don't know where this legislation is going to go. Congress is fractured. This probably isn't a big high priority item given the fiscal cliff and everything else that's going on. But what it does show you is that there's some option value in Pandora that wasn't there before. Pandora is also seen as a potential takeover candidate. One of the things they've done very well is figured out mobile much better than a lot of other folks. So you think about, there's a lot of news out now that maybe Apple or Amazon might want to buy them. We've posited that maybe it's for Facebook. Facebook struggled with mobile. So there's sort of added optionality value in Pandora's stock, I think, is really what this calculator kind of shows you.
But I mean, whether they actually do that or not is another matter, though, isn't it, Dan? I mean, you can say, look, they've now got optionality value, but if they think they have, they're not going to sell. They're going to think, look, we may be getting up to 80%, we're paying up to 80% less on our revenues. So.
I guess. I mean, unless they aren't so sure, right? And they want to take the money while they can and let them buy.
What's the timing on this? And like Jeff was saying, I mean, the Congress has a lot of other things to do, but.
Well, they have a lot of things to do, but they're not doing much. So in the event that they want to try to kind of correct something that they all see as a wrong pretty quickly and easily, then they can pass this. But I don't think we'll see it this year. I think we're talking 2013 at best.
Okay. All right. Thanks, Dan. Thanks, Jeff. We'll be keeping an eye on that and looking to see what happens as Congress finally digs into a bill that both sides support. And we'll be back with more breaking views tomorrow.